Okay, so welcome to our latest workshop, which is the 2024 Social Media Playbook for Roofing Companies. One of the things that I see a lot, and we have interviewed and assessed. We used to call them auditing, right? But y'all are, that's kind of a shaky word there for us in the roofing industry. But we've assessed literally over thousands of roofing companies, marketing efforts, what they're doing, marketing strategies. And what we're going to talk about today is interesting because I look, this is my 39th, I believe, workshop that I've put on. Okay. And this is a monthly workshop that we put on every single month. And this is the 39th one. And as I looked back at the past few years of what we've talked about and what I've helped y'all with, social media wasn't on that list. And I don't know why, because it is one of the things that most roofers I have found struggle with, right? A lot of y'all, okay, and a lot of us in the industry aren't quite sure what to post, when to post, where to post, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to unpack a lot of that here today. All right. If you stay till the end on this, right at the very end, you're going to get some SOPs and a checklist that you can hand off, hopefully to an assistant, to someone that's an admin assistant in your office, to take care of this stuff. Okay. All right. So before we get into anything, who am I? Well, my name is Chris Hunter. I am the author of the Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. Okay. If you don't have that in your hands, stay till the end and you're going to get a digital copy of that for free. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of roofingsites.com. Roofingsites.com, we help roofers fix their marketing, right? There's a lot of things that is wrong in our industry with the marketing efforts that we see. I wrote the book on how to do marketing. So be sure to go through there and go grab that at the end. We are a member of the NRCA, RCAT, the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas, HARCA, the Houston Area Roofing Contractors Association, because that's where we are closest to. I'm sitting here right now in College Station, Texas. Okay. We were talking earlier about where is everyone from? We have, Cleveland, Long Island, all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm sitting in College Station, Texas. And yes, I am an Aggie. I'm also a father of three. I've got three wonderful kids, ranging from, oh my gosh, I have to think about this now, 19, 16 years old and 13. Okay. So, we're all the way from, middle school, high school, and one in college. Okay. I've been doing search engine optimization since 1998. That really, really dates me. I'm really old, I guess, and really have been doing this for a really long time. The first website that I ranked was actually my own personal website that I got it ranked on yahoo.com, right? Way back in the day when Yahoo was it for search engines, okay? Random fact, I love to smoke Texas barbecue. If you're in the College Station area, you will find me on Sundays smoking either a brisket or a roast or pork butt or whatever. I mean, ribs, you name it, I've smoked it. I've done all sorts of things from one of my favorites is smoked mac and cheese, right? And tip on that, throw some bacon in jalapenos in with that and smoke it for about an hour inside of the smoker on low heat. Okay. Anyways, super random fact about me, but that's what I love to do. I'm on a mission to double the size of 100 roofing companies by 2028. Okay. And part of that was writing the book. Part of that is this right here. If you're watching me or listening to me on either YouTube or the podcast later on, by the way, we have a podcast called Roofer Growth Hacks where we interview coaches in the industry and other authors in the industry, and we have a lot of great information that we're adding on a weekly basis to that podcast. All right, so let's get into it. One thing that really comes up over and over and over and over again, as I talk with roofing company owners, and by the way, I talk with 4 to 5 of y'all every single day. Okay, you're in a place now that you're not quite sure what to do on the marketing side of things. All right. So When I say here on this slide, we're talking about too many roofing choices, we're coming at it from the standpoint of the homeowner, right? There are a lot of roofing companies. In fact, I did some statistics and looked up some statistics pre 2020. Okay, in the United States of America, there were around 70 to 80,000 roofing companies. Okay, in the United States. Right now, they estimate that there's 100,000 of you. Okay, so in the past 4 years, you've grown significantly. And projected growth rate right now for the next 10 years is around almost 7%. So that means that if we project a little bit in the future, 10 years from now, there's going to be roughly 140 to 150,000 roofing companies. So the problem that states that puts in front of your consumer, your homeowners that are trying to find you and your services is that there's just too many choices out there. Okay. So the trick with your marketing, right? The absolute secret is to make yourself the choice versus a choice. Okay. That's exactly what we want to be. When we go to a sale, right? When we go to that appointment for, we want to make sure, and when we give that estimate out, we want to make sure that we are the choice and not a choice, right? We want to be pre-sold by the time that we get there. So you do that through all sorts of means, right? But what I always like to talk about, and if you've watched any of my webinars, if you've attended any of my workshops, if you've seen me speak at the RCAT conference, I talk about machines. All right. And I talk about that because machines work, right? When I was in the Air Force, if you can see my little screen behind me, you're going to see right behind me is a picture of this jet right here, the F-117. This is the jet that I worked on in the Air Force quite a ways back. They've actually retired this jet. But what I learned in the Air Force is that machines work, right? For the most part, they work. Yeah, you've got to tinker with them. You've got to fix them periodically. You got to do all these things. But for the most part, we can agree that machines just work if you put fuel in them. If they are, the maintenance is kept up to date, they work. The problem, though, that I have found in the roofing industry is that a lot of us have operations down. That's the first thing that we get down in our companies, right? And when I say get down, I meaning that you have processes and you create a machine out of that operations. You build a machine, you build a system for how to get paid and how to pay people and possibly how to hire people. The problem is, though, very few roofing companies have an actual system that works in their marketing. Okay. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but just know I call everything a machine. And that's why, is because once we get going and we build a machine, it just works. Now, the other issue that I have found is that most of us in the roofing industry focus on tactics. And this is almost all small businesses, by the way. They focus on tactics, right? Things like Google Ads. Are Google Ads working? They, am I ranked on Google My Business or Google Maps or, there's all of these things but everything that everyone comes and talks to me about, these are tactics. And what they're missing is this overall strategy. Okay. I like to talk about strategy a lot because if you don't know a framework of how to make sure that your marketing is working, then I'm going to give you something right here. Okay. And it's what I wrote my book on. It's what we do for our clients. Okay. And this is something that is near and dear to my heart. Okay. So what is this framework? Well, I call it the 4R roofing marketing machine. Okay. This machine that's going to work once you install it into your business. All right. What is this machine? Well, it's made up of 4 pillars. Okay. The first pillar is reputation. This is the absolute foundation for everything that we do or you do in your company. And trust me, we have tried all of the other things, without this pillar, and they just don't plain work. Okay. Let me go back here. Okay. So reputation is the first pillar. The second pillar is reach. This is when most people think of marketing, this is what they think of. Okay. Getting in front of more people today than knew about you yesterday. There's all sorts of things that go along in here. Okay. Resell is the next pillar. You're 8 times more likely to sell to somebody who's purchased from you before in the past. Okay. And in fact, I think the latest statistics that I read on Harvard Business Review says you're 15 times more likely. Okay. So if we ensure that we are going back to our customers again and again and again and again and staying in front of them when a hailstorm comes through, or, a bad windstorm comes through and they need help, right? If we're doing a good job in this pillar, they're going to come back to us. Okay. If we have done a good job, the first time, the second time, the third time. Anyway, so this is a very strong pillar, okay, to have. And then the last one is referral. We all have built our businesses at the beginning on referrals, but the problem is that it is not scalable, right? You can't depend on word of mouth to actually work time and time and time again. And most of y'all, because I've talked again with thousands of you in the past couple of years, literally don't have a formalized system for getting referrals. It's in your brain, but your salespeople don't know about it. Nobody in your organization knows about it. Okay. So that's a very important pillar, but all four of these, once they're put together and you have things that are working in all four of these pillars, that something magical happens and you become the choice in your service area, which is exactly where we want to be. When we show up to sales meetings, they're already pre-sold on us. Okay. That's exactly what we want. Okay. So how do we be social? The problem is that I see in the industry, as I look at everyone's social media accounts, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, most of y'all's social accounts are being neglected, if not ignored. Right. There's a lot of people will come in and you might have an admin assistant that comes in and does a really good job with this, or a salesperson that does a really good job with it. Someone quote unquote young, right? That knows social media, right? They come in, they do a good job of posting, but then they leave after the season or something happens. And then all of a sudden it's ignored again. Okay. You don't have time for it. You have not quite sure what to post. Right. Or even when to post on these channels. A lot of y'all don't even have access to your own social accounts. Okay. So these are all very big issues. All right. So what we're going to talk about here is, what do we actually post? Right. What do we know on how to post things and what to post up there? So I tell everybody we should have 4 main types of posts. Okay, the first one button there is reviews. Okay, any kind of reviews that you're getting, let's make sure that we're sharing those things out. Okay, you own those, by the way. I don't know if you've done this. I did. I'm a geek. I read all Google's terms of service when it comes to Google Business Profile and your reviews. You own those reviews. You can do whatever you want to with those reviews. Okay. You can post them on your website. You can post them on social media. You can post them and utilize them in any bits and pieces of your marketing. Okay. So why not leverage those things? Okay. You're going to hear me say this over and over again here, is that I like to leverage, right? We like to leverage tools. I like to leverage people. I'd like to leverage, content, especially, in more than one place. Okay. So share those reviews out. Next, job site photos. These are gold. Okay. We're going to talk about a strategy here in a little bit on exactly when to take those things and how to post those. Okay. But that's one of the 4 posts that we want to share out. Next one, highlight your employees. Highlight the great news, the great things that are happening in your company. Share the stories, because here's the thing with marketing and sales is that stories sell. And that's because people like to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Okay. And one of the best ways to build that trust is to start sharing stories. Stories are important. So when I say highlight employees right here, we want to tell our stories about what's going on within our company. Okay. Next one, leverage blogs. And for search engine optimization, you have to feed Google. Right? You have to feed Google text, and you have to give them the text that they're wanting. Okay. Why not leverage those things? If you're doing that for search engine optimization and getting ranked on Google, why not leverage that onto social media? And that's one of the things that we do. The other part here, if you notice, I've got videos. Very few of us in the roofing industry are taking the time to do this right here and create videos. Okay. I guarantee if you start making videos, you're going to make yourself stand completely out from the crowd. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about a cadence, right? What should we post, right? Those are the things, those 4 types of posts. That's what we should be posting. But how often do we actually post on social media? Okay. I say daily, weekly, and monthly. And we've got different types, different styles and types of posts to post in each of those. Okay. So first, let's talk about the first one, those job photos. Now I've got geotagged on here. Okay. Why? Well, what we found a couple of years ago is a sneaky little strategy, right, to get ranked on Google. We were doing a search for some competitors and for one of my clients, and we had found that there was just this one competitor that we couldn't beat on Google. Okay. And we were just like, why in the world? Because when we look back at our strategy, we're like, okay, well, we're out backlinking them. We're out creating, text that Google consumes. We're in the form of blogs. We're out, we're outdoing them and all of the things that we knew how to do. But there was one thing that as I was looking at their website that I was like, you know what? Every week and every day, it seems like they're adding more and more photos to their website. I was like, I wonder if that's it. So I went and looked at those photos, and me being the geek that I am, I looked at the EXIF data, right, which is the back end, code telling anyone telling the software where that picture was taken, who took it, what it was taken with, those kinds of things, right? What I noticed is that every single one of those photos had a latitude and longitude in the back end EXIF data. Okay. The code that guess what? Google can read. So that's all they were doing. They were putting those photos on their website. They were posting them to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter back then. Okay. And LinkedIn. They were essentially telling Google where single one of those posts. Right. So everybody take out that $1,000 machine sitting in your pocket right now, whether it's an iPhone or an Android. Okay. This $1,000 machine that sits in everybody's pocket. I want you from now on to utilize this, turn the location settings on, okay, on your camera so that it will embed the latitude and longitude in each one of those photos. Simply take a photo then of every single job that you do. And what you're going to find, and by the way, then post it to your website, right? For our clients, we have a project photos. We're putting our project photos in a whole section, and we're just adding to those constantly. Okay. Then post them to Facebook and Instagram and X, right? The former Twitter, to LinkedIn. Make sure that they have that code in the back end there, because you're going to just be telling Google what your service area is. Okay. Next, what we want to post daily are short videos. If you've got that $1,000 machine out, might as well take a short video of you with the homeowner possibly, or you with the home, and just briefly explain what you guys did that day. Okay. Then post it up to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter or X, whatever that they want to call themselves these days. Right. YouTube is great for this. Instagram is great for this. All of the platforms have short form videos, and those are performing way better than long form videos nowadays. And so all of those platforms have those, right? In Facebook and Instagram, those are reels. On YouTube, they're called shorts. I don't think there's a term for it on X or in LinkedIn, but those short videos perform way better on all of those platforms. And that's just simply because people's attention span is not getting any longer, and so if you can make it nice and short, maybe do some education in there, of what you're seeing, but short videos, interactive content, right? I put in here polls and questions, but, those work pretty well. It's hard to come up with a poll, right? For a roofing company, it's hard to come up with that kind of stuff. But I also think that for every post, as when people mentions, it, like it, whatever, anything like that, make sure you go in and do the same thing. Okay. We have so many roofers that neglect their own social media channels when it just is a simple like, it's a simple comment. Loved this job. Loved these homeowners. They were awesome to work with, whatever. Because here's the deal with all of these, all of the algorithms for all of these is that the more that is interacted with each of these, the more reach it's going to get, the more people it's going to get in front of, right? So might as well just go ahead and do that and interact with your own content. Okay. So now let's talk about what do you post weekly? All right. The first one, let's share those reviews. We can post one of those a week, right? If you've got 100 reviews, which you should, every roofing company out there should have 100 reviews. If you're doing, 50 jobs a year, you should have 50 reviews, but by year 2, you should have 100 reviews. Okay. Share those reviews out. What we do is we copy that thing, right? And we put it into a Canva template and then simply download that and schedule that in a scheduler, which we're going to talk about that here in a little bit, but schedule that post out, right? You don't have to do all of these things every single day. So even when I was saying what to post daily, you don't necessarily have to do that every single day. You can do that and batch that out. And I highly recommend that. Okay. Next thing, those company stories. Did you donate to the Little League? Right? Did you participate in your ribbon cutting for your company or did you throw the ribbon cutting party for your company, or did you sponsor one of the monthly get-togethers for your company? Right? Whatever, anything that is going on, let's share that out. Right? I mean, might as well. We're doing it. Might as well take that $1,000 machine out. Okay. And I know I talk about that all the time, but these $1,000 machines are completely underutilized. Okay. Stop having it just sit in your pocket. Share those company stories out. Next one, 1 to 2 minute long educational videos. That's pretty easy, right? And it's hard. It's really hard to get in front of camera. It is. I get it. But your job as the owner, right, is to be the face of your company. Might as well actually be it. Become your own media, right? We've got all of these places that are free to post. You've got that $1,000 machine sitting in your pocket. Again, might as well utilize it. Take it out on the job, do some educational videos or highlight those employees. Is it so-and-so's, birthday? Is it his first day on the job? Okay. Whatever, just continue sharing those stories. Educational blogs. We like to leverage these things. Again, those are the blogs that we're posting on the website for search engine optimization. I like to post them on Facebook and all the channels because it attracts those search engine spiders that way, right? So I call the educational blogs I call these spider food, right? Because we're feeding those spiders to get to your website. So now, what do we post monthly? Because we've got daily, weekly. Now what on a monthly side of things? These are bigger style posts. These are bigger things to think about for you and your company. Okay. So the first one here is long form case studies, right? To me, that means your project highlights. Hey, if you did LeBron James's house, okay, this month, we definitely want that as a story. Okay. Here in Aggie land in Texas at Texas A&M, right? If we did Johnny Manziel's, mansion, I definitely want that post up on, or even better, I'm an Aggie, right? Even better is that what if my roofing company just became the roofing company for Texas A&M University? Whoop. Heck yeah, let's do that. Let's put that up on social media and blast that thing out. Let's also, by the way, do a press release on that. Okay. Company updates, right? Just regular updates. What's going on in your company? It's most companies are so sterile and they forget that people have to know, like, and trust you if you want to be the choice versus a choice. Okay. So put in your company updates. What's going on in your company? You have a new product, new service. Let's let everyone know. Okay. Promotional or seasonal offers. Hey, every season we've got something going on, right? Y'all up north, and I say y'all because I'm down south and it's not going to get It's just not going to get, we're not going to get snow. Okay. It just isn't going to happen. Right. We don't really necessarily need to winterize our homes very much here in College Station, Texas. If you're in Dallas, yeah, you might need to. Okay. If you're further up north, right, we saw Ohio here, we saw Long Island, right, you're heading into a season that you need to be educating your clientele, everyone who follows you, on what they should be doing to winterize their house. Okay. What should they be looking for? Should they have you come out? Do you have any promotions, right, that are heading into this month? Right. Let's say that GAF has whatever promotion that they want you to run. Let's do that. Okay. Let's push that out. And the last one, retargeting. I love retargeting. Okay. Because did you know this? And this is a complete side note here. Did you know that if anyone watches all of those videos, right? So those videos that we were talking about, and if anyone clicks like or follows you on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, did you know that you can run ads to those specific people? These are called retargeting ads. Okay. If someone goes to your website, you can follow them around on social media, off of social media, wherever. If you've gone to our website, hopefully our ads are following you everywhere, because that's exactly what I want to happen. Okay. You should be doing the same exact thing. And this is what makes you omnipresent in your market, is that if anybody clicks like, if anyone watches any of your videos, you should put them into a custom audience and follow them around with retargeting ads. Okay. Super important thing to do, but nobody's doing it. So if you don't take anything at all away from this workshop or any of my workshops, do what other people's are not doing. Okay. That's what makes you stand out and makes you the choice. Okay. Now let's talk about how to schedule. Okay. How do we post? How do we do it? Okay. So I'm going to show you a few different tools here. The first one is on Meta, right? Which is the overall company that owns Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. Okay. They have a tool in their business manager that allows you to post. Okay. This is literally a picture of, I think this is ours, of roofing sites. Okay. This is our posting schedule. Now you see other things in here that are blue, right? And I'm pointing over here, sorry, because it's on this screen that I'm looking at it. But the blue items in this calendar are known, what Facebook and Meta know as, hey, it's National Beard Day, right? I thought that was a funny one. World Beard Day. Okay. I guess I should have celebrated that, but I only have half of a beard here. Okay. But you've got Patriot Day. That's obviously 9/11 for us, in the US, Labor Day and all those kinds of things. But the green ones are the posts that we have scheduled out. Okay. Those are the ones that we have already set, and scheduled those things out. Okay. I love the Meta platform. If you were only focusing on those two, right, you can schedule it out using this tool on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. And you do that simply by, add new post. I took a couple screenshots of exactly how to do this. And I posted, and my staff doesn't even know this, but I went ahead and created a social post using my personal ChatGPT personal assistant, right? Created a post about this workshop here. And I went ahead and, just as an example, went ahead and scheduled it out. Okay. Super easy to do. Problem is, it only does it in those two platforms. Okay. With that one tool. Now, we have a tool that we use for our clients. Right. It's part of our CRM that every single one of our clients gets. Okay. And it's called the Appointment Machine. Inside of the Appointment Machine, there is a way to schedule out your social media posts to all sorts of different places. Okay. All of the ones that we were talking about today are included in the posting ability to be able to post them. So you can see here as a calendar, I can see, where I'm posting, what's being posted on each of the platforms. Okay. On which days. For some reason, as I looked at this, I'm not quite sure why we don't have anything posting on Tuesday and Wednesday every week. Not quite sure about that, but this is at a glance, a pretty easy thing to see, where your holes are, right, that you need to post. And how do you do that? You just could, again, make sure that you connect to everything first through this tool. And then I took a screenshot of this so that you could see all of the ones that we are connected to and the ones that are available, right? So you've got Google Business Profile, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. Okay. We focus all of our efforts for most of our clients on really the top five there. All right. The only ones that we don't really focus on is TikTok. And I've got my theories on TikTok. So that's just me. And then Pinterest, right? We don't really do a whole lot with Pinterest with our clients, but we have the ability to do it here. Okay. We do focus. And when I say the five that we focus on are the five that we've been talking about, four that five, I guess, that we've been talking about: Google Business Profile, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. Okay. That's really six. Okay. And this next screen, again, I showed you how, just real quick, how easy it was. This took me about 2 minutes to actually post this. Okay. Quick copy and paste for the post, upload the picture, and then schedule it out. And it went to all of our platforms, including my personal LinkedIn. Okay. So pretty cool little tool. And as you can see, that I scheduled it for 9:01 a.m. My time this morning. Okay. So nice and easy. You can hit all of the platforms. I like tools that help you do that kind of a thing because it helps you leverage your time and your staff's time if you've got a staff member doing this stuff, so that you're not going to each one of these different platforms and doing that. The other thing that it gives you, it gives you some analytics in the back end of this software to be able to see what kind of interactions did it get, right? How many views did you get? How many posts? How many likes? All those kinds of things. All right. So if you know me, you've been following me, you've heard me talk about AI. I'm an AI geek, love AI for roofers. We've built, AI into all sorts of our tools, our own tools. I use AI I can't even say a daily basis. It's almost every hour I use it. Okay. I have created all sorts of things that y'all can use. Just go to the AI. I created a training program on how to do all this stuff with using AI. If you want to, it's a free program. Feel free to go to it. But what do I use? I use ChatGPT, okay, a lot. I use custom GPTs that I built that do very specific tasks for me. One of those is my personal assistant, okay, that knows how I like to post because I've trained it on me, okay. It knows all of my employees. Sorry, Rochelle. Right. It knows your Colby score, right? The great part about that tool is that it knows my Colby scores. Give me a smiley face. It knows all of everything that pretty much there is to know about me, right? That I've written a book on digital marketing for roofers, that I all of these things. I've also fed it every single one of my social posts that I have posted in the past year. So it knows how I write. Okay. I just simply tell it, hey, I want to write about this. Write me a post. Cool. And then I simply ask it, was that in my voice? Oh, no, let me rewrite that in your voice, how you would write it. So that's pretty cool, right? Takes me now minutes to do things that used to take, honestly, probably an hour to write a good social post, so that helps me out. I also like Perplexity, by the way. Perplexity is, it's a tool that is hooked up to the internet, and it also is really, really, really good at searching for things. Okay. In my opinion, better than Google. When I was in New York City over the summer, I was looking for restaurants, and I used Perplexity on my phone, and my kids and my wife are giving me a hard time about that. I'm like, come on, it's all right. And I put it up against Google, and honestly, Perplexity got me the better restaurants. So I'm like, okay, y'all, let's follow the geek here, right? This is the best technology out there. But I also like using Perplexity for all sorts of other kinds of research. So when I was talking about how many roofing companies at the beginning, I went to Perplexity and asked it, how many roofing companies were there in 2020? How many roofing companies are there now? How many roofing companies are projected, in the next 10 years? It gave me all those stats, and it came back as a little research assistant and said, here it all is. And here, by the way, are the links to the research for that. Pretty cool. So in all of this right here, when we're talking about social media posting, though, Perplexity is good for finding those little stats, those really tidbit type things. Okay. And then I use Claude. Okay. It is also trained on me. I'm actually writing my second book currently using Claude a little bit here and there, right? That's the Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers, AI edition, right? So we're going. I'm going over all sorts of things: how to use AI, how to train AI on your roofing company, and how to utilize these tools. But these are the three really. I've got four there, but these are the three main tools that I use. Okay, and I just say custom GPTs because inside of Chat GPT, you can create a custom GPT just for you, just like I did with my personal assistant. Okay, so I have a whole workshop on this that I did 2 months ago, I think. You go into our YouTube channel and go find it. I went into way more depth on how to use AI, but you can use AI very, very effectively for social media posts. Okay. So here's what I think are the keys to social media, right? What I have seen after assessing thousands of roofing companies' marketing and social media accounts. Okay. Number one, stay consistent. This is the biggest thing that I see. Right. We gave that example of not seeing, or someone coming to a company that they're really good at social posts, but then they leave the company and then all of a sudden the social media channel is completely neglected. The problem with this, okay, and we're going to talk about this here in a second, is that this hurts your reputation. Because the very first thing that goes through somebody's brain when they go to your social media channels to research you is this company even in business, right? If you haven't posted in a year, 2 years, are they even in business anymore? And that's the very last thing that you want going through anyone's mind when they're about to hire you for a big ticket item like replacing a roof. Okay. We have to ensure that our social media is not completely neglected. And the way to do that is to stay consistent. Okay. Just like dieting, right? Just like exercise. We have to do it on a regular basis or else it's not going to work. Number two, share your stories. Make sure you're telling your story. Share your employees' stories, share your stories, share things about you and what your company is doing. Okay. This endears people to you. This people, when they go to your social channels, they see your stories over and over and over again. They get to know, like, and trust you. Okay. Leverage visual content. Photos. I've already talked about job site photos. Talked about videos, short form, long form, whatever. Get in front of the camera. Get in front of the videos. Start doing those things. Pull that $1,000 machine out of your pocket. Start doing videos. Okay. Engage with your audience. If someone comments on one of your posts, don't let that just sit out there. Go there and thank them. Whatever. Engage with those people. Okay. Use content that is engaging, but also go through and make sure that you're commenting. If you're running ads, this is going to be a little hack here. If you're running ads, someone comments on your ad, comment back if it's a good comment. That helps the algorithm and helps the reach on those ads. Okay. Create customer-centric content. Don't just talk about yourself, okay, and how great you are. Talk about the problems that you're helping to solve, right? People care more about themselves than they do you. I'm sorry, okay? And they don't. Yes, it's great to be posting about your accolades, that you're master GAF, elite, this or that, or let's make sure that we're also telling our customers stories, had a tree fall through their roof. Okay. That in and of itself, right, would be a great series of posts, honestly, and a bigger, long case study type post for social media, as well as blog, as well as video. Okay. So leverage that as much as you can. And then the last thing, I'm a huge believer in this: education sells. The more that you educate your visitors, your followers, the more that you educate them, the more they are going to get to know, like, and trust you. And it is going to distinguish you as the choice versus a choice in your market. Okay. Next, let's talk about this framework here real quick. Okay. The 4R roofing marketing system. What I want you to take note of, all right, this is a framework, by the way, that it's evergreen, because if something stops working, or something starts working, we either add it or take it away from each of these pillars. Okay. Great example is the Yellow Pages. I use this all the time as an example. When I first went into business, The yellow pages were what everyone told me at the Chamber of Commerce. I was a web design company at that time. Google was brand spanking new, right? And I was learning about how to rank on Google because I wanted to outrank my competitors. All right. Just like we are learning right now how to rank in AI to help our customers outrank. Anyway, so I was told yellow pages were it. Back then they were about this thick, right? We had our kids sit on those, right? As a kid, I had to sit on that in order to reach the table, right? Brought the yellow pages out. Now they're like this thin. They look like a magazine. Okay. That's because they don't work. They're not in this system. We took it out. It never really existed in this system, right? But if it did, we would have taken it out the second it stopped working. If Google stops working, heaven forbid, if Google ever stops working, we're going to take that out, okay, and replace it with whatever else is working for reach. One thing I want to make note of here, and I want y'all to take note, is that social media is in every single one of these pillars because it helps you with your reputation. It helps you get in front of more people today than yesterday. It helps you resell to people who've purchased from you before. It helps you get referrals in when you have a post that people share. Okay. If you have an offer that people want, okay, they'll share that out and refer you. So just know that social media is it's different than today than it was 10 years ago. It's different even today than it was a couple years ago. Okay. Keeping up with the trends on social media is super, super important. Okay. Okay. Y'all stayed till the end. Yay. You stayed till the end. Okay. So use this QR code to download the playbook. In it are SOPs and a checklist for you to hand off to somebody to take care of your social media. Okay. It should not be you, the business owner, taking care of these things, doing all of this work because you've got other things to worry about. Okay. You should absolutely have someone else, taking care of these things. If it is you, okay, that might be one of the things that you want to make sure that you're getting off your plate. Okay. But anyways, use this QR code. We'll leave it up here a few seconds here if you want to use that to download the book. We also are playbook. But if you're listening to this on the podcast, you want to download that playbook, go to roofingsites.com/social-media-playbook. Okay. Next, how about a free book? You want a copy of my book? I will give it to you away for free. I will give you a free digital download of my book. Just use this QR code or go to go.roofingsites.com to download it. It's also a link that is in the chat. Next, if you like knowing how to do all this stuff, but you don't really want to do it yourself, you'd rather have someone do that, well, guess what? We have people here that can help with all of this stuff. Use this QR code to let us help you. Schedule a time with me to first assess your marketing, right? And then we're going to build a plan together to fix your marketing and get you back on track to hitting your goals. Just go to roofingsites.com/schedule to schedule a meeting with me. That's it. We made it to the end. Any kind of questions at all? You can feel free to unmute yourself to ask any questions. Promise to answer as best as I possibly can. Are there any questions that came up? Should you post 50% project photos and 50% other content like educational videos or anything? Or should there be a different ratio? I say leverage the content that you're creating. Okay. If that's right now, all job photos, post all those job photos. Okay. Educational videos. So I like a good mix. And really when you look at well-run social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, there's a good mix of a lot of different content going, right? And then the other part is that they like to leverage, and I like to do this too, leverage other content, older content that worked really well maybe a year ago. Okay. So if you had an educational video that you did with that $1,000 machine a year ago that had 1,000 views on it, try it again, post it again, see if it works again. Leverage as much as you possibly can, mix it up as much as you possibly can, I think. Okay. No one likes to go to a channel and see all the same stuff. That just becomes boring, right? Same thing is like when you go to ABC, right? You don't like to see the same show I mean, I think TBS does this, right? In Christmas time, right? They've got the marathons, right? Their viewership has to go down. It has to, because you might watch that show, the marathon of I don't know, Christmas Story, right? They have that playing for 48 hours. I'm pretty sure you're going to watch it maybe once. You're never going to go back to that channel again until they play something else. But that's the reason why real media has all sorts of different shows on, right? It's to mix it up and to constantly be testing what's working and what's not working. Okay. Oh, Kevin said that there's an AI platform called Poe, that we were talking, when I was talking about the AI tools. Poe is good. I think that, from my understanding, it brings in all of the different platforms. Problem is that it's not going to bring in your custom GPTs or your projects, right, from Claude that are trained on you with Poe. From my understanding, I don't really use Poe. I go directly to those platforms in order to do anything that I need to do. Okay. But I like to train it on me and my customers, my clients. All right. Well, thank you all so much for showing up here for this, workshop. Hopefully y'all got a lot out of it. Hopefully you've got a good idea for, what you need to be posting, how you need to post, and when you need to post. Okay. Mix it up with those 4 main post types that I gave at the very beginning. And I think that you just keep doing that and measure and look back and see what's actually working and not working, right, with your audience, okay, with your homeowners in your service area. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Have a great weekend anyways, and we will see y'all later, okay? Appreciate it. Take care.